Hi everyone, welcome back to Lo-Fi Apocrypha, where it's not that deep until it actually is. I'm your host, Mom Chalan, and today I want to tell you a story that absolutely got me heated. Okay, let me set the stage for you, the mise en scène, if you will. I was doing my makeup, and while I do my makeup, I typically listen to movie reviews or lectures or hot takes or even, makeup tutorials still. And I stumbled upon this one YouTube short of a Twitch streamer, and the title looked like a silly skit about how Resident Evil is being ruined by LARPers. Now, if my first episode was any indication, I am a big fan of Resident Evil, and so I was like, oh, this looks like fun. I clicked it, and boy howdy, I was wrong. And it totally ruined my morning. Because the TLDR of it is, this streamer was like, it's embarrassing how many people in the Resident Evil fandom are calling themselves fans, but really have never played a single installment in the series, and therefore they are fake. That the entire that the fandom should kick out these quote-unquote LARPers because they're just pretending to know something, but really if they've not played a single game, can you really call yourself a fan? And that the only people that they know are Leon and Ada because they're attractive. And long and short of it is, he was just insulting people who have not played the game. Now, I paused this short and went to the comment section, and my goodness, was it an echo chamber? There were just, dozens and dozens of comments that were repeating every single thing that he was saying. They were of the same mind, that if you haven't played the game, you need to GTFO, basically, that the only reason you are interested in Resident Evil is because you think Leon is a sex symbol, and same thing goes with Ada. That if you don't play the game and you like Resident Evil, you're a gooner, and everything else that goes with that. And I had a problem with that, okay? Because really that is your message that you wanted to put through on that? I thought you were going to make a joke. But it turns out it's your take that's the joke. So hear me out, guys. Hear me out. This is people calling others fake fans or just LARPers. So what I want to know is, what is your real fan criteria? What makes somebody a real fan? And then the more important question for me is this: what do you actually get out of telling someone they're enjoying something incorrectly? Now, for the people in the back, what do we get out of telling someone that they're not doing something, they're not enjoying something properly? Do you see how ick that is? How absolutely absurd that is to tell someone, well, if you haven't done XYZ, then you're not enjoying this fandom properly. You have got to be kidding me. All right, so hear me out. And if you're thinking, wow, you are taking this way too personal, the answer to that is yes, sir. I did take it personal. I would not be making this reaction video story if I did not take it personal. No, here's my counter to that. I don't play horror games, okay? I have no problem admitting that, and you want to know why? Jump scares make me anxious. Like, I get this incredible visceral reaction from jump scares. And I can't do it. You know how even if you disable the vibrate option on controllers, that thing still scares me. And when I say scares me, like, I feel my chest tightening, but that doesn't preclude the fact that I still am interested in how the game goes. Does that make me fake? Because, like, I know for a fact, I know my biological reactions that are going to happen when I get a jump scare. That makes me fake. Huh. Okay. So, and another thing is, I watch walkthroughs, like hours and hours of walkthroughs. I see, the greats playing this, like with Markiplier and with Moist Critical and all of these guys. Does it make me fake that I like watching their gameplays, their speedruns? Is that not, true fan behavior? That makes me fake. I've browsed. No, not just browsed. Browsed is not the word. I have read through back to back to back multiple iterations of wikis on the story of every installment within Resident Evil. But because I haven't played the game, that makes me fake? Huh. So also think about it this way. While I say that, I speak for myself and I say that jump scares just are not the business for me. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's like that. Think about the other side of this too. Not everybody has the money to shell out $60 per game. Yeah, sure, Steam has these sales, and Nintendo did that one. What was it? They had this bundle earlier this year for the first 3 installments of Resident Evil. Not everybody can afford that, especially in this day and age, in this economy. Where have you seen the gas prices? So because I or anybody else out there does not own all 9 installments of Resident Evil, not to include the DLCs, that means they're not a fan, that they're not a real fan. Do you feel how gatekeepy that is? Like, really, that's your takeaway from that? Huh. Very interesting. Okay, so another example that I want to give of this is I have become a full-on Warhammer 40k fan. I love the grim darkness of it all. I love the characters, the timeline, the lore, the factions, the legions, the Primarchs, all of it. I am so into it. I am reading the novels. I'm listening to all of the lore and the lectures about it and how everything just works out. But here's the thing. I don't paint minis. And I do not see myself in the future ever getting into painting miniatures. I don't think I will ever play the tabletop games. But I have the books. I have the book on Horus Rising. I play the Warhammer mobile game Tacticus. But because I don't paint miniatures, does that mean I'm not a Warhammer fan? Right? Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So think about it like this, the requirements critique, okay? This isn't a certification program, guys. This is like, what? I don't get it. There's no prerequisites for enjoying a fandom. Like, you got these people out here thinking that, to be a Resident Evil fan, you need to complete XYZ. Like, dude, we're not trying to sign up for the Buds program. We're not trying to be part of the Navy SEALs. Like, the absurdity of this rhetoric on what makes a fan part of this quote-unquote exclusive club is outlandish to me. So if you think about it, it's not really about the thing itself. It's about the identity. So for some people, I guess, including that, that Twitch streamer, being a fan is part of the self, part of what makes you you, and that's part of what makes him him. So when people enter that space differently, I assume they feel threatened by it. I don't get it, but go off, queen or king, whatever. I don't know. They feel threatened with people enjoying things in a way that is different from them. Okay, so and now we're faced with gatekeeping behavior. This creates a hierarchy of what constitutes real versus fake. And it's like, what? This is not like a Louis Vuitton purse, which one is bootleg and which one is real. That's not it. And it's like, there has to be control. There has to be status. There has to be rankings almost. And it narrows the space instead of expanding it. Like, why are we doing this? It's the same thing in the Call of Duty community. Like, you have these people that, if you don't like the old school, loadout that was made in so-and-so installment, then you're not a real fan. Oh, get off your high horse, for God's sake. And it's these requirements, the fandom doesn't require it, but you do. Like, what? No way. Like, wait. You're really serious about that? Like, these gatekeeping bastards act like they are the point of origin for that, for the authority. They are the lore masters. They are the ones that spun the legend of it all. And it's like, don't cite the deep magic to me, which I was there when it was written. Like, no, you're not Aslan. This isn't The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. No, we are not in Narnia. Unless you're Aslan, you don't get to talk to me like that. You don't get to talk to anyone like that. Stop. Get some help. No, that is not how we talk to people. I don't get it. And here's another thing. Let me remove my very aggressive feelings from this, and let's ground us all back in reality. Let's talk about the creators and the developers of Resident Evil. You have Shinji Mikami, Toru Fujiwara, and Hideki Kamiya. And these people that thought about the plot lines of Resident Evil, fleshed out all of the characters, designed all of the graphics, all of the antidotes, all of the villains, and all of that cool stuff. Guess what? They're not policing fans. Let me let you in on a secret. They don't qualify what makes a fan. They're just happy that people loved what they created. Think about that. Like, they're not out here being Big Brother saying, oh, I saw what you did. That wasn't good enough. So that means you're not a fan. And the second thing that I have here is Leon's voice actor, the wonderful Nick Apostolides. He was being interviewed after or just before the release of Requiem. And he was talking about how at fan events where he signs autographs and all of that, he likes to take time and talk to each and every single fan that asks for an autograph. And he asks them, oh, so how did you get into Resident Evil? And he said he cannot count how many times some fan will say, oh, I don't play the game. I just saw edits of Leon on TikTok. And he laughed. And he said, oh, okay, that's valid. All right, so let that sink in for a moment. Let's sit with that. Leon's actual voice found that amusing and said that's valid. Okay? So why are we gatekeeping? If the people that birthed Resident Evil and the guy who is in truth Leon Kennedy himself says that it's okay, why are you so bothered about how some people enjoy the fandom and the franchise? Right? So the person who literally is Leon is fine with it. We're going to dismiss that. But some random guy online has decided that doesn't count. Okay. So if your enjoyment depends on excluding other people, what are you protecting? You know? So if you're gonna act like the Pope of fandom, let's see you pull up with some credentials. Why it is that we should listen to you. Okay? Like, don't be gatekeeping things. If someone has to go through XYZ and suffer in the name of enjoyment, then that's not fandom. That's called hazing. Okay? So, this has been Lo-Fi Apocrypha, and maybe it was really that deep this time around. Either way, thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye!